Now, what we are about to watch is footage of what is believed to be an actual giant who lived in Japan. Check this out. Shocking, right? Now, once again, this man is believed to be an actual giant who lived in Japan, who comes from an actual tribe or family of giants. Now, I forget the exact year that they say this footage comes from, but it is believed that this was a time where cinema and film and recording equipment was nowhere near prominent or common in these days. And I don't know how you feel about it, but I have no problem at all believing that this is real footage of a real giant. Now, it is said there was a film that was shot that they named Big Man Japan, and some people say that the footage that you just saw actually came from this movie. However, if you actually check out this movie, you'll see it's very obvious that this movie was shot a long time after whenever this footage was recorded. And it is believed that this movie, Big Man Japan, was actually shot to be a cover-up to conceal and hide the reality and truth of the footage of this giant, which was clearly shot in like the early 1900s, and this movie didn't come out till 2009. But I'll leave that up to the viewer to decide. I have no problem believing that this footage is real because according to what I believe in my Bible, giants did roam the earth. Genesis 6:4 tells us that the angels of God laid or slept with the daughters of men, human women, and these human women birthed Nephilim or giants. We see in the story of David and Goliath, this was a giant that existed after the flood, which means that that bloodline was somehow preserved even after the Lord wiped out all of the earth. So really, what would prevent this half human, half demon race from still existing? Did you know that there are actually stories from our military that there was a military unit who actually was in the desert and discovered a cave, and in this cave came out a giant that I believe was about 16 feet with 6 fingers and 6 toes, red hair, and he actually impaled a few of the soldiers before being shot down. Now, there was like this huge cover-up to conceal this story, but they said that they airlifted this giant to the base, and that's when all of the military intel swept in and did a story, a whole job to cover this entire thing up. Now, you can look this story up for yourself. Still a little too far-fetched? Is the Bible and not Japan a reliable enough resource? Well, how about this? Did you know the President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, wrote about and admitted the existence of giants? Direct quote from the writings of Abraham Lincoln himself on his writings on Niagara Falls. And he says, quote, "Then as now, Niagara was roaring here. The eyes of that species of extinct giants whose bones fill the mounds of America have gazed on Niagara as ours do now." Wow. That's right. Old Honest Abe, in his own words, admitted to giants roaming the earth, and he knew about it. Do you think the President of the United States, and especially that president, one who was so revered, so honored, and so noble, would just make something up like that? Let alone many writings of the early church fathers expounding on the existence of these giants in the earth, and even saying that they knew at that time, which was about 2,000 years ago, where the remains and the bones and the graves of the giants were. It was actually public knowledge back then, which leads me to my next point, the giant's bones. So there has been discoveries of giant bones and giant skulls, those who are far too large to be any normal sized human beings. Clearly, discovery after discovery after discovery, these giant human remains have been discovered. Now, it is believed that these giant human bones are always swept under the rug, covered up. They say that the Smithsonian, they're hiding a lot of historical things that would help improve the legitimacy of the Bible. And Satan and the elites, they're not interested in that. They don't want you to know that. But here's my theory. The Bible never mentions anything about dinosaurs. And my theory is this. So I want to share with you guys my ideas on dinosaurs and how it relates to the hidden remains and bones of these giants. But you're going to have to head over to my Patreon account where you can watch the extended version of this video and so many other exclusive videos that are only available on my Patreon. I'll leave the link in the description of this video. I'll see you there. God bless you and shalom.